Hello everyone, Zane here and welcome back to my channel. Sorry it's been a while since I posted. I had a sore throat, a little bit of congestion, but as you probably can tell, I'm not over that just yet, but my throat has been better. So anyway, in this video, I'm going to show you guys how to make guild with Blue Mage. Now this is unlike the vault spam that I showed you guys in my last video. This is something completely different, a little bit of RNG, but if you have good RNG, you can make bank out of this. What I'm talking about is treasure maps. You unlock this in a wineport. You don't really need to be a gatherer to get treasure maps. You can buy them off the market board, but you're going to have to unlock it in order to access it. So you get a map once per day, 18 hours, but unlimited if you buy them. So make sure when you get your treasure map, decipher it, and then you're going to have to find the location of your treasure. Luckily for me, I found mine. If you're on a controller, L1, R1 will pop up the flag, so you know where to find it. Alright, for the Blue Mage spells, there's some of them you're going to have to obviously have because you're going to be needing them to survive, and a lot of them can be optional, but they can be a tremendous help. So aetherical mimicry is what you're definitely going to be needing to get the healer, because you're going to be needing a heal to keep yourself alive. Bad breath, which is good for debuffs. Sharpened knife for a good quick physical attack. Exuviation for any debuffs which you won't be hit with. Feather rain is completely optional. Palm cure, it would be mandatory for me because this is going to be your ultimate heal. Ethereal spark for AoE dots. Angel snack, optional because it can give you a regen. Shock strike, glass dance, optional. Mighty guard, a must. Toad skin for extra evasion. Blood drain for MP issues. Basic instinct to give you that damage buff. Super Naka, completely optional. Ram's voice, only good for when you're trying to do the treasure maps, but inside it's completely worthless, but it's a good AoE. J kick, completely optional. Night bloom can be easily substituted with aerial spark or ethereal spark. Blaze, definitely not needed because you can get a better AoE. Hydro pull, completely optional. Ultra vibration, it's a must for the beginning before you get into the portal, but you can really skip it if you don't want it, but it's definitely handy. Phantom flurry, completely optional, and gobskin, mandatory since it's going to be helpful for emergencies. So all of the primal spells you can just basically just replace them with whatever AoE you can get your hands on. So stuff like drill cannon and glower could help a lot. Alright, so this is what I've been using for Blue Mage because I have all the spells. If you guys need help getting any of these spells, I do have a Blue Mage playlist for that as well. Okay, so now we're going to head over to the Churning Mist and hope to God that I get a portal. If I don't get a portal, I have footage already prepared. So let's get into it. So we're going to head over to Zenith, it's the closest to where my map is. Alright, so here we are. So we're just going to do dig. Alright, so basic instinct will not work for this until we get into the portal. So what we're going to do is put Gob Shield on, or skin. We don't really need Mighty Guard because we shouldn't have a problem with these enemies. Alright, so this one is going to drain him before more ads spawn, so we're going to drain him as much as possible. Or we can just annihilate him with Super Naka, and then the last one you can just freeze with Ultra Vibration. Either or, it's up to you. You should have no problem. Get your treasure, and no portal has spawned. Like I said, luckily for me, I do have footage already ready to go for the aquapolis. Alright, so I'll see you guys inside. Alright guys, so here we are inside of the aquapolis. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you have basic instinct up, mighty guard up, and toad oil up for evasion. So you cannot vibrate any of these enemies, so you're going to have to use whatever you have in your arsenal. Make sure that you keep an eye on your HP at all times, and make sure that you dot them up as much as possible. There are times where they're going to have extra enemies come in, such as the Cyclops, so if that ever happens to you, make sure that you take out the other enemies first before taking care of him. So if you don't have any primal spells, just use your AoE on the enemies and then switch to single target after 3. Once you have killed all the enemies on the floor, grab your treasure. The first one will always give you 3,000 gil, and then pick your door. Like I said, it's going to be RNG, so you have a good 50-50 chance of getting it to open. There will be 3 different door animations, that being the first one. So each and every single floor, make sure that you put up your shield and your oil at all times. You have a good hour of this, so if you want to get your spells off cooldown, you have plenty of time to wait. So on the second floor, all of them came out at once, which is convenient, so you guys can just AoE everything down. These goblins, kill them immediately. They will give you a good chunk of gil. So try to get as much AoEs on them as possible. This one's a little bit stubborn. He'll drop a sack, which will give you crystals, clusters, and 30,000 gil. Grab your treasure and then pick your door. Just to note, I picked all left on this run. No reason why, I just kept going left and I just kept getting them. So after this point, it's basically rinse and repeat, but from here on out, my RNG is like superb. I have no idea how I managed to get this lucky. So these guys will hit you with paralysis if you don't get behind them. And they also have the Bestial Bay attack, which is just basically an AoE. But you're going to be moving around a lot if you get these suckers. So how I use Bad Breath to slow them down, while also blinding them with poison and heavy to make it a little bit easier, which also gives them a damage up debuff. There is no boss at the end of the aquapolis, so it's just basically going to be enemies in a cage. So you shouldn't have to worry about that if you get to the end. Alright, so this clears floor 3, or chamber 3. Unfortunately for me, I forgot to drain my poetics, so I ended up overcapping. So that one gave me 5,000 gil. Now at this point, you'll see all 3 door animations. If the first one doesn't open up, this happens. If this doesn't open up, this happens. You get the rainbow. The ultimate troll. So door number 4 or chamber 4 has been unlocked. These enemies are probably one of the most annoyingest ones because I do believe they give you a debuff or a dot on you if you get hit by them. And then the hornets just does an AoE final sting, so take out the hornets first. In emergencies, quick casting Palm Cure can save you. And there's the the poison, so having exuviation can definitely expel that. And they do stack on you. And if you do get the sucker, like I mentioned earlier, take out the other enemies first, because this one's going to be a little bit tanky. So this is where the primal spells come into play, and I end up running around a lot because of the AoEs that they just hit you with. The swing won't kill you, but the other one will. Yeah, the 100-ton swing will most likely knock you out. At this point, I really wish I had Super Knocker because I could just annihilate the moths. But it's just dodge, dip, attack, dodge, dip, attack, and just keep healing yourself with this. This is where gobskin comes into play a lot. So this floor or chamber was the only hard one I really had to go through. Luckily for me, because these suckers, like I said, don't drop anything good except materia. No gil, no nothing, just straight up grade 3 and 4 materia. Alright, so now that the annoying enemies are out of the way, we're going to finish off the Cyclops finally. End up getting hit, which like I said, it's not lethal, but try not to get hit. And then grab your treasure. I had to make some room in inventory, because like an idiot, I wasn't prepared for it. And this one will give you 7,500, so chamber 4. And on to number 5. And if you're wondering if I ended up getting another rainbow door, you'd be correct. Second rainbow door right here. You can always tell if it's going to be a rainbow door if it quickly goes dark or not. So chamber number 5. I believe this will give you 10,000 gil. So we have another pudding door, which is good because we've been through this one already. Now we got heck eyes to deal with, which is no any harder than the pudding, since they do hex eye, and basically they all melt pretty easily. And then we got the monks that also die pretty quickly. I take them out with the Phantom Flurry. Yes, 10,000 gil for that one. On to door number 6. And if you're wondering, yes, I had a third rainbow door. Which at this point, I'm like, there's no freaking way I got a third door to open like that. Now on to chamber number 6. So this is going to be the last one before the end of the aquapolis. Spoiler alert, I make it through to door number 7. So this one was actually pretty easy. There's just a bunch of cyclopses, so I ended up just doing Night Bloom to damage them and then do Super Naka. shock strikes, healed, glass dance. Basically everything I had in my arsenal. And for the final door, I ended up just waiting for my cooldowns to come off so I can just annihilate the final floor pretty quickly, which I also recommend doing. Alright, so this one gave me 20,000 gil. And now to the final left door, which, yet again, gave me another rainbow. So that's 4 rainbows in a row. I never in my life have ever seen this before, even with me. So I was pretty ecstatic about this. It's like I finally soloed the aquapolis all by myself. The final chamber has been discovered. And all through the left side, by the way. So the last 4, again, make sure all your buffs are up. And then just use everything you got on these final enemies. This one came in 3s, so I couldn't take them all out at once, but I just didn't hold back. Luckily nothing came down and spawned on me, so it was just a quick 1, 2, 3 and get the hell out. And that takes care of the aquapolis. So I finally soloed it all by myself. And you will get a whopping 100,000 gil. And this will be for every single treasure map dungeon. Alright guys, so that's pretty much about it. If you guys want to do Stormblood, good luck, but if you get the roulette, you're going to most likely die 99% of the time. So I'll go with dragonskin. You'll thank me later. Alright guys, so that's pretty much going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't leave a like if you found this useful. Any comments, questions, and or concerns, make sure to leave them in the comment section down below. I'm more than happy to help you guys out with any questions you might have. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new for more Final Fantasy 14 content and join the first brood. As a reminder, make sure that notification bell next to my subscribe button is where you guys can miss an upload, and join my Discord server by hitting the world.com my YouTube banner or the about section down below. If you guys want to support my channel monetarily, I do have YouTube memberships available. Both are completely optional. So until next time, may you forever walk in the glorious light of Lord Bahamut. And always remember to keep forging ahead. Good luck.